People can drink together, they can live under the same roof, they can make love, but only joint activities of idiocy can indicate true spiritual and spiritual intimacy. Friendship is the art of distance, while love is the art of closeness. The most beautiful relationship between a man and a woman is a minute before intimacy. A person who is close to us makes us think about ourselves, even if we are not interested in him. This is the danger of the proximity of worthless people. Wine gives us the illusion of joy, and sex, the illusion of closeness. Sexual intimacy can only be compared to music or prayer. You can be silent only among loved ones, because only closeness gives the right to silence. It is known that 1 hour of intimate communication brings people closer than whole years of ordinary relationships. The stamina of manhood is directly proportional to female cunning. The value of love pleasures is greatly overestimated, the pose is ridiculous, the pleasure is momentary, and the costs are huge. The best pleasure, the highest joy of life is to feel needed and loved by people. No matter how pleasant love is, nevertheless its external manifestations give us more joy than love itself. The most tender communication in the world is between those who are not interested in communication. The more physical pleasure is at the basis of love, the more love is subject to impermanence. The lust that we feel for a woman is directed only to the desire to get rid of the torment generated by an ardent and violent desire. The closeness of the beloved always shortens time. Only occasionally, very rarely, do you allow someone to enter you. This is what love is. Physical intimacy is always a change of appearance. A man can become huge like a tree, like a column. A woman, on the contrary, seems to go into infinity, folding space and time in herself. A woman loses herself in our eyes not when she gives herself to others, but when she gives herself to us. Your naked body should belong to someone who loves your naked soul. Intimacy with a woman is delightful, but her presence is unbearable. As rain penetrates a thatched house, so lust penetrates the undeveloped mind. For some reason, people tend to exaggerate the power of the human mind, the human desire for freedom, and female sexuality. Give a man a free hand, and he will not hesitate to give them free rein. There are women in whom intimate caresses cause only laughter, but this is a small plus. In surrendering, a woman imagines that she has given eternity, and a man thinks that he has received a minute of pleasure. When drunk with wine, do not proceed to the holy work of procreation. The better we get to know each other, the worse. When a man's eyes see a beautiful woman, his whole body wants to repeat this woman in his offspring. The flame is kindled by the wind, and attraction is by proximity. Men at 20 make love more passionately, but at 30 they are much better. The further the relationship goes, the closer they become. At intercourse, a person is shaken out of the whole person. Bodily intimacy is insignificant in comparison with spiritual intimacy. Even the most selfish, mostly physical, pleasures, like the pleasure of drinking and eating, acquire all their charm only when we share them with another. Perhaps no closeness in the world can compare with two glances that openly and decisively meet each other and no longer let go. He hugs me and doesn't let go, and little by little I forget where I am and what I am, anxiety and pain fade. People possessed by the same fiery passion understand each other better, trust each other more, open up to each other more easily. When you know with whom you feel good, you don't look for where you feel better. If you can't communicate with a loved one as with yourself, then you don't have another close person besides yourself. Intimacy simply means that the doors of the heart are open. You are invited to come in and be a guest. Husbands are usually good in bed when cheating on their wives. What is called a crush on the subway is considered a pleasant intimacy in nightclubs. A person can become close to you in 3 days. And the one who lives next to you for years may never know what your favorite color is.